Y'all know me, I'm getting straight to business. I don't have no patience. Let's just jump in. So I did actually mislabel these patterns. I went back and fixed them later. I'm gonna do a whole video on these. Some more details on that later, but as far as the pattern goes, these are my block patterns. I went ahead and cut them out according to my client's measurements. The top matches her measurements and the bottom matches her measurements. That's why they're stacked on top. And then I used my measuring tape to just fill in whatever other measurements according to my client's size. I'm using ginger scissors. I really love them. I'm gonna link them below. If you guys don't have a pair, you should definitely get some. They last so long. They've stayed sharp for so long. Did I tell y'all what I was making? I'm pretty sure y'all read the title, but we're doing a graduation dress. So for this dress, it's going to be lined. So in order for it to be lined, I'm going to have to cut out 2 of the back, and then I'm going to do like a skin illusion thing in the front. So I only need 1 of the front layer. Since this is a back, I actually don't need it to be cut on fold. So that's why I'm cutting off that folded edge. Now I'm cutting out the front part of the dress, which is the illusion mesh. I love using my electric scissors. They work great on thinner fabrics, jersey, knit, things like that. You have to cut slow because sometimes if the fabric is too thin, it will get caught in between. But they definitely save you a lot of time. I'll link these below as well. Now that we've cut out all of our patterns, I'm gonna start by joining the 2 layers together. What I'm doing is creating a seamless lining for the back part of the dress. You're gonna start by sewing the armhole together. Then you're also gonna sew along the neckline. Right sides together, of course, and I just make sure that that shiny side is on the inside because I like for that to be on the outside of the actual dress. I just took this to my serger and I serge along the armhole, and then I also serge around the neck hole. And I do this for both of the back pieces. Now that we've sewn both pieces of the back, I'm gonna insert the illusion mesh into the armhole. I'm gonna stick it inside of that little gap that I left, and I'm just gonna line it up, and then I'm going to sew it so that way it creates like a seamless lining. The entire goal whenever you're sewing is for the inside of your garment to look just as neat as the outside of your garment. So it's essential to learn like different ways to hide your seams and to just clean it up on the inside, because you don't want all of that showing, especially when it's like a gown or something formal or something that people paid a lot of money for. I'm lining that up to match the outside. So I'm literally just sticking it on the inside, and then I'm going to pin that. And I do this to both sides. So this is my method of lining the gown. If you have your own method, that's cool. If you don't like my method, that's cool too. You just don't have to tell me in the comments. I don't care. So yeah, everybody has their own way of doing things. That's why I love fashion, because there are no set rules. Besides, the general rules like right sides together, things like that. But as far as the different techniques. There's a million ways to skin a cat. So just do whatever works for you. This is what works for me. I do this full time as far as like my job and my income. And this is my bread and my butter. So this is what works best for me through different trial and error. So, I mean, you know, just surf YouTube and see what works best for you. But as far as my technique and what I do, this is what I do. And you do it however, you know, you want to do yours or whatever. So, boom. I'm doing the same thing to the other side. I'm just pinning the top because I'm going to be sewing across there. And then I'm going to be pinning the side as well because I'm going to be sewing across there. So this is just going to make it seamless. Line that armhole up. You want to line it up because if you sew it and it's not lined up, it's going to look real crazy. Flip it, whip it, reverse it any direction you need it to go so that it's nice and secure. You don't want it electric sliding everywhere whenever you're trying to sew it and then it starts shifting and it looks crazy. So just do it right the first time. As many pins as you need to do so that it's neat. We're just gonna sew along the lines where the pins are. And as you can see, when you flip it on the inside, it's gonna be nice and seamless. I snipped the corners of the garment, the corners of the armholes, the corner where the shoulder is at as well. And then I just go back and forth on my sewing machine just to reinforce those corners. And that way when you flip it out, you're able to flip the corner all the way out and it looks more seamless. Pop that corner out with your finger. That's the corners that I snipped. And that way it comes all the way out. And then it just looks nice and neat. Most times people with industrial machines, they don't switch the color for every single color. Like most of the time, white goes with the majority of things. I definitely could have used gray because it would have blended better because you, as you can see, you know, you kind of see a little bit of the white thread. So using the gray would have been a little bit more seamless. But as you can see, there are no exposed seams. They are all tucked on the inside. So you're just gonna use the outside of your dress and that's what you're gonna sew the zipper onto. If you need a zipper tutorial, feel free to check out my TikTok or my Instagram. I have 1,000,001 zipper tutorials. I'll probably make a video specifically dedicated to that, but the purpose of this video was more so to show the process of me making the graduation gown and to also explain how I line the gown since I get so many questions on that. But it wasn't really to showcase the zipper, although I do show it in detail and I will explain the process. So what I'm doing now, I'm just sewing the zipper all the way down and I cut a slit right before the end of the zipper. I cut a slit on both sides. That way I know where to stop. And then once I cut the slit on that side, I then flip it over to the other side and sew the zipper all the way down. sewing the dress and you're sewing the zipper, don't pull, because if you pull, the zipper is going to come out very wavy. So it looks like I'm pulling. I'm not. I'm holding on to it very well because this fabric is very slippery. The machine is doing most of the work. Those feed dogs are pushing the fabric through. I'm just holding on to it very well because I don't want it to slide. I'm sewing all the way down to that slit in the zipper. That way it can be even on both sides. The zipper is laying nice and flat. I leave that tail out, then I flip it right sides together and I sew along the tape, the zipper tape, and I use a zipper foot in order to do that. So you just tuck the other side in, you flip it right sides together, and then you just sew along that zipper tape. Make sure you tuck in that tail, and that is what's going to create a seamless closing, and you're not even going to be able to see the zipper tape. Like nothing is exposed. This is just one of the ways that I do it. I'll make a video dedicated to zippers and how I close them and how I line them. This is just one of the ways. So as you can see, I'm showing you, you can see where that zipper is. Like you can feel where that zipper is. I'm just sewing as close as possible to the zipper teeth on the zipper tape. And that's what's going to enclose that on the inside. And you're not going to be able to see the zipper tape. So it's going to be completely seamless. And then once I get to that gap, you'll see where I close that gap up. That's why that zipper is kind of hanging out. And I'm going to show you here in a second when I flip it right sides out. I'm going to show you how I sew it closed. We're almost done closing it up. As you can see, you don't see the inside of the zipper tape. It's just the exposed zipper. And now we're going to finish closing up the rest of the dress. You're literally just going to put that right sides together. So you're going to put the front right sides together, and then you're going to sew that all the way down, and then you just put the back right sides together and you sew that all the way down. And that's literally how you close it up. You can use a zipper foot to get behind that zipper, and you literally just sew all the way down. For me, when I do it, I like to just sew a little bit past the zipper tape, and then I use my serger to serge all the way down. I decided to add like some shoulder pads last minute. All it is like foam on the inside, and then I covered the foam with the main fabric, and then I covered the main fabric with like a glitter mesh. So that's how I made it sparkly, and then I'm gonna cover that with rhinestones. So I was just trying to like add a little bit of contrast. And then Amazon was playing in my face, y'all. Amazon really played in my face. I kept ordering rhinestone tassels. They kept saying, oh, attempting delivery. And then every time I checked the tracking, it said, your order got delayed in transit. It will be delivered such and such day. If it's not delivered by so-and-so date, please come back for a refund. So irritating. Like literally 4 days of playing in my face, to the point where it got so late. Like, you know, my client wanted, you know, she needed her graduation dress, and she already ordered last minute. It was a rush order, and she paid her rush fee in order for me to do it quickly. So I had to improvise. So I was able to find rhinestone trim on a roll, and I literally just had to cut it and create my own rhinestone trim. It took so long and it was so unnecessary because I couldn't find any rhinestone trim, like nowhere to ship fast enough to me. So I literally had to sew each rhinestone piece individually, and that's how I created my rhinestone tassels. Oh my gosh, it was exhausting. It took forever, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I like the challenge. I really do like how it came out. And would I do it again? Nah, I won't. Low-key, I was like, dang, I need to just have rhinestone tassel on hand. That way I don't ever have to worry about if I can't get it in time. But y'all let me know, like, has this ever happened to y'all? Are y'all experiencing problems with Amazon? Is it just me? Because I feel like they are slacking. This is how it came out. Once I added all of it, this is how the rhinestone trim came out. And then I even went back and added even more. Now, let me tell y'all the next problem I ran into with this dress, y'all. Because when I tell you, what is the saying? It put me through the ringer. Whatever that saying is, because, child, I was struggling, okay? So, as you can see, I'm using a wood burner to cut the applique. Now, as you can see, at the bottom of this applique, it's empty. Like, is that how they normally, is that how this style, this is my first time ordering this style. It's not my first time doing an applique by far. You know, I did like 45 dresses for prom. But this is my first time ordering this style of applique, and it's empty. I was like, ew, like, I don't want to put this on her gown and it's like empty. It just looks like it's unfinished. So I had to order more of the glass pieces, and I literally sat there and sewed them on and filled it in with rhinestones because I didn't want it to be empty. So I just sewed it on with a beading needle, and then I added more rhinestone as well. And when you see how it looks, you're gonna be like, oh wow, this looks way better, because I can't believe they gave it to me empty. It's like the people in the factory started and they was like, make it enough.
Give me the money. Wait a minute. What's this? This ain't enough. Make it enough. Damn.
So I literally had to make it enough and sew these on and fill in these blank spots so that it didn't look halfway done, because I just really feel like, you know, that was ridiculous. But after I sewed them on, I was really satisfied with how it looked. I just feel like, you know, with what we're paying for these things, they could have at least did a little more. So I'm not even finna link where I got it from, because I was just dissatisfied with the quality. Honestly, it just looked like they started and stopped. I don't know. I didn't like it. What I'm using is a beading needle. I like it because it's super long and it's flexible, and it gets right up underneath that mesh, and it makes it so easy to sew these things on. And I love to use these whenever I sew beads onto dresses as well. Super easy, and so it's time saving for sure. After I sewed the applique onto the dress, my client came and picked it up, and this is how it looks. This is her mom. She was so happy with the dress. She was like, look at it, look at it. She loved it so much. She was just like infatuated with it. But I love how happy my clients are. She was even twerking. Like, they love this dress. I'm trying to tell y'all. Here's her Louis Vuitton. See what I'm saying? And here's the final look, baby. Ew, ew, bow, bow, bow. I loved it. I even added more rhinestone tassels to the trim of the gown, and or to the hem of the gown. Yeah, I loved it. I added more of those rhinestones towards the top. Yeah, if you guys want a more detailed video, just let me know. I just wanted to record the process so you guys could see, what it was giving. All right, follow me for more videos, you guys. Subscribe. Bye.